Welcome to Smart Social Mastery Tips. I am Cami Hoyza, and I'm here today to talk to you about the most costly marketing mistake, that I've ever made, and that you probably are making too. So, as you know, there is a huge investment right now in people in the professional development area of the web, I guess, where people are getting a lot of professional development. And I love professional development. And we're going to talk about that today. I actually advocate for it. But here's the thing. One of the biggest problems that I ever did, or for my business anyway, was the do it yourself mentality, meaning that I early on just sweated it out. Like if there was something I didn't understand, I'd go learn it. I'd go find experts that I could watch on YouTube. I would spend hours and hours and hours and hours and hours listening to different kinds of thoughts about that, reading blog posts. It was really satisfying because you felt like you yourself were coming up with the ideas, and it made me feel really powerful in that way. However, the problem with this is that if you do that, you're costing yourself probably thousands and thousands of dollars. And I'm going to prove it to you here in just a few minutes. But basically, if you're doing that, you're searching YouTube for answers, you're asking random people questions in groups or forums, and you're avoiding maybe you're in a community and you're avoiding asking questions because you don't want to look stupid. Also, the other one that's really bad is using free tools that don't quite do the job. They almost do the job, but they don't get the job done. Just taping together the free things. So there's just a whole do it yourself attitude that we all have. And I know that I've had. And I spent years in this particular feeling. Like I didn't want to, you know, I was afraid of spending money on my own professional development. I was afraid to do all of that. And I'm here to tell you that that is a huge marketing mistake that you're making because if you are trying to get your marketing done, and maybe you are a marketing expert. So I'm a public relations and marketing expert, and I have been doing this for more years than I like to admit, but it's plus 20. So I've been doing this for a very long time. And guess what? It feels weird to ask for help whenever you are an expert in the thing that you need some help with. But here's the funny thing, we don't, as individuals, know all of the things that we need to know. And so I took a very much kind of master's approach to it. So I've spent many years working on different aspects of marketing. I'll spend 5 years working on social media marketing when it first came out. I spent lots of time, digging in and just trying to figure it out for myself. And all of that is great. But here's the thing, you need to think about this in a different way. And so let me help you just a little bit. I'm going to share a couple of slides with you that show you kind of what I'm talking about. So, first of all, the biggest problem with doing it yourself and never looking for any kind of help from anybody is that it's extremely, extremely slow. It is so slow. So, you're going to have issues with it being slow. And here's my little snail guy. You see him. So, it's going to be super slow, guys. You're going to really take a long time. So, I spent years and years and years perfecting my craft before I even rolled it out. So, that was early in my career. And I just feel like one of the things that I've come to understand is that you can learn and teach at the same time. So as I learn something, I will teach it. Or as I learn something, I will apply it to one of my campaigns for a client. So learning and teaching go hand in hand, or learning and delivering products go hand in hand. You do not have to have, 5 years of university for each topic before you can then offer it. You do need to have like a very good understanding. And the fastest way to do that is honestly through something I'll call finding a foothold for that. So let me just talk about that for a minute in a second, but I'm going to give you the second real big problem here first. And that is that time equals money. Really, you're throwing money literally in the trash whenever you do it yourself and you don't take the shortcuts that are afforded to you. There is so much really good professional development, and I'll tell you how to find that professional development in a minute because there's a lot of it. So, how do you know which is good and which isn't? That's a good question, too. But time is equaling money. And I'm just going to give you an example. I just took a round number. Let's say you charge $100 an hour, $10 an hour, $15, whatever your prices. That's too little. But let's just say if you charge $100 an hour for what you do, The average person, if you work full time, can do 2,080 hours per year. That's, including vacations, and it's 40 hours a week. Okay. So your mileage could vary. You can do more or less. And by the way, if you're a consultant, you can't use all these hours because some of those hours have to be used for overhead and so on. But let's just say that you took, 20 hours for just self-study, going out, reading stuff, getting yourself together. So 20 times 1,000 is $2,000, right? So you've now spent $2,000 of potential in your own self-study. Now you may say, I don't have $2,000 to spend on like a guru or whatever, and that's fair. I'll kind of get to that in a minute about affordability, but this is absolutely critical that you understand that every time you decide to do something, you have an opportunity cost. And so that's what I call this. This is the opportunity cost of the time that you're spending on something. So if you can shortcut that in any way and get to your final desired outcome sooner, then you want to do that. Okay, so there's that. Time equals money. And then finally, using the wrong tools. I love this photo. Somebody took a water bottle and duct taped it to the bottom of a chair instead of putting a new caster wheel on the chair. We often use the wrong tools or tools that aren't quite up to the task. And I'm talking about software tools usually for us, for consultants like me. It's all about software as a service tools. Those tools, if you're using tools that are causing you to spend so much more time just to get around the deficiency of the tool, you need to think about, is it really worth that? Or do you need to pay for a subscription to something that actually works? And so that is really important. You don't need to have all the tools in the world. And by the way, I'm a tool crazy person. So let me tell you how I have made mistakes in all three of these areas. So again, going back, I will tell you that as far as slow goes, at the beginning of my consulting career, I was really nervous about making mistakes, and I was worried about what people thought of me, and I was worried about all of those things. And so I was really cautious. I took it really slow and easy, and kind of eased in and kind of apologetically tried to figure things out on my own. And it was really slow. I'll be honest; it was one of the slowest things that probably ever happened. I got into this in 2002, and that's how it went. So it was there. And hey, I'm gonna just say hi to a couple of people. Hey, Christine Hopkins, I see you, and Cheryl. Hi. It's like good. Yes, and yes, Cheryl. It's exactly. I think that's funny what you said. It's like what you did years ago. Yeah, absolutely. It's exactly. And it's just, yeah, it's really slow. I'm sorry, but it is. And you're not going to get where you want to get fast enough. And so I did learn that that was not the way to go. And I'll tell you in a minute. The second thing that I did is honestly, I spent hours and hours and hours and hours researching things, going in deep dives. I don't, it's fun to do that, but like sometimes it was at the expense of going out and looking for new clients or taking care of things or whatever. So it was really, really hard to do that. So that I learned about this concept of time for money kind of late. And one of the things, by the way, I'm going to put this in here too. I also would go it alone a lot. So, I was just a solopreneur, and now I do have a team. And at first, I didn't want to hire a team. I didn't want to have a team. I didn't want to have that responsibility. It made me nervous. But when I realized that, somebody like Devana, who is my virtual assistant, she takes all these tasks off of my hands at a lower rate than I would charge for a client, it makes so much sense to work together with her on that. And that is absolutely critical for your business. If you have a consultancy, it's just really important to understand that sometimes paying somebody else is actually the best thing to do. I didn't think I could afford it, but guess what? I can afford it and I do afford it. I think we figured out, she and I have been working together for 7 years just the other day. So you have to have somebody you can rely on to get some of these tasks off of your plate so that you can focus on the high value tasks that will get you to that $100. I used 100 as a basis. That's not my rate, by the way, but that's just what I'm putting in here to make math easy. So $100, if you spend 20 hours on something, that's a $2,000 thing. So if you can have somebody come do that with you for about a fraction of that cost, and then you can bill higher for your other of your other high leverage tasks or are things that you do for clients, why wouldn't you do that? So that was the mistake I made there, is just not understanding this money, time for money situation, and not really believing it, even when I knew it, and not really wanting to buy into it. So that was the other one. The other one, again, I told you the third one is the wrong tools. I did this for years. I looked for the free tool. I wanted to do everything with free tools and free softwares, and it just didn't end up working. I have found some ways to save money on tools. I do look at AppSumo, which is a really great website for looking at technical tools, and kind of they come on sale there sometimes, like for a one-time cost. So I will sometimes buy tools on that forum, and we do use some of those tools. So, but I also pay for recurring monthly tools like Typeform and ConvertKit, and really good tools that do what I need them to do, so that I can make the biggest impact possible and not waste my time, taping a water bottle to the bottom of my chair. So you can see how that goes, right? I love it. So yeah, me too. Sure. I love AppSumo. It's like, yes, yes, yes. Maybe I love it a little bit too much. I try to, yeah. So do remember also with AppSumo, this is something, maybe a mistake I'm making now. There's an opportunity cost with tools as well. Like if you get too many tools, you do have to learn how to use them. So make sure that you're buying tools that actually apply, are going to help you to leverage your time as a consultant whenever you're working with your clients. Okay, cool. Or if you have a business, whatever it is. So there you go. So here you go. I am going to now just show you my three things, or four things, I think it is. No, it's three. Three things that I think, four actually, and how to fix it. Sorry. So I was thinking the other day, like, how do we fix this problem, right? How do we fix the problem that we have, which is to be, extremely slow, to really like be using the wrong tools and not, valuing our time. And this is how I think that I fixed it, and hopefully you'll fix it. First of all, usually whenever I'm in this situation, I will pick a skill to master. So, usually with my business, I'm trying to grow over time the skills of my business, right? So, the things that we can offer, the places we can offer. And I can either personally learn those skills, or I can hire somebody that has that skill. So, there's a little bit of one of the other, right? So I don't know if you're growing an agency. If you're growing an agency, then you're going to want to probably think about hiring. But even if you hire somebody, you need to understand what you're hiring them for, so that you can be an effective partner with them in putting that task out there, or putting that ability out there, that service that you're going to offer. And so usually what I do is, whenever I'm in this situation, I'm always, by the way, in this situation, I like to learn. It's something that I think is really important to you and your brain and to your company. And so I'm always trying to learn something new. So right now I'm working on mindset and some of those kinds of things, including memory and things. So I'm in a memory course right now that teaches me how to remember things in a really unique ways, and things I've heard about before, but I never have practiced. So I'm always in a state of growth, right? So what is that going to be for your business? So if you want to choose a skill to master for your business, for your clients, for yourself, and whatever that is, choose it. And then you want to go pick a mentor who's going to lead you through that. Usually, I'm picking somebody who has a course or a very quick, an ongoing thing. So I am a part of a couple of memberships. I'm part of Stu McLaren's membership, the membership experience, which is all about how to build really great memberships for your clients. Because I do have a membership as well that I sell. So because I'm selling a membership, I'm also in a membership. And I think that's really important also, to drink the Kool-Aid that you have, right? So being in a membership is really important for that skill, or a course, something that's going to get you from A to B or Z quickly. Advocate for that. So find a skill to master, pick a mentor who you see who has actually done that. It doesn't have to be a huge guru. It doesn't have to be super expensive course. You do not have to pay $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 to work with these people. You don't. You just need to find something that is out there. There's so many people offering this right now. So if there's somebody you admire and they're offering some kind of offering, that's maybe the best place to start. And then you want to invest in that professional development. That means pay for it. So there's going to be money involved. It doesn't have to be a lot of money, but remember, you should always have a little bit of money set aside in your budget for professional development. And a lot of us do that through a trade association. So I'm a member of PRSA, and I go to the PRSA meetings when here in Houston, and also I go to the national conference every year. This year I'm going in October to, or I'm sorry, September. Is it September, October? Anyway, it's coming. I need to actually buy my ticket. I think it's October. I'm going in October to Nashville, Tennessee for the Icon International Conference. And that is going to be some professional development for me. And mostly that's going to be that community part. So you get a little professional development at conferences. It's not to the depth like where you can then offer it to others, right? So there's that. But there is, a really great opportunity for you to get into community with other people that are, just like you. So that join a community is number 4, right? Cool. So choose a skill to master, pick a mentor to lead you, invest in professional development, and join a community. And always be learning. I mean, I really do love, if you're a DIYer, it's probably because you love to learn. If you're somebody who loves to do it yourself and really like kind of digs into that, it's probably because you do love to learn. So I would say that, just broaden expand yourself to make sure that you're learning everything. Now, here's the other thing. Don't overdo it. So one of the things that I can also be, the T, let's say that this is the big T, is I can join too many, at once and try to do too much at once. So you really want to focus in on one and really master those skills, and then move on to another one, and then move on to another one. So that's sort of my thoughts about that. I don't know what you guys are doing. I would love to answer any questions if you have them. But the bottom line is that as professionals, we always have to be learning. We always have to be growing. And the only way to do that is to get the development that you need and not to be afraid to invest a little bit in yourself. I'm, a huge proponent of that. A couple of years ago, I started to do that. And I started with speaking, public speaking. So I worked with Pete Vargas and I took his course about how to become a better public speaker. And I was part of that community for a couple of years, and I got really better at public speaking. I mean, I was fairly okay at it, but I feel like I've gotten much better. I understand like a lot of like psychology things and parts of it that I didn't really get before. The depths of what speaking is about. And so that is something that I worked on. What are you going to work on? I would love to know what you're going to work on. Certainly, I have a little free, I say invest, but I have a little free thing that you can go look at if you're interested in learning how to grow your own authority, your online authority. I have a online course called Pathway to Social Mastery. It leads into a paid ongoing membership, but this is the free part of it, and it's really the 6 steps to getting your online influence in order and getting your online influence put together. So I would love to have you grab that really quickly. It's free to you. It's just a 6 video series that really goes into depth about all of the steps I took to get to the place where I'm at the moment. And here it is. So if I would love to offer that to you for free and as a way for us to get to know each other better online. So it's bit.ly/pathway video series, all lowercase, bit.ly/pathway video series. And you can do it all in lowercase. So glad to have you here today. And let me know if you have anything that you're looking to learn right now. I would love to hear what your pathway is right now, what you're planning on doing. I certainly am interested in hearing about you and learning about what you are up to. So let me know in the comments. All right, guys, take care. Have a great day. Bye.